Sessions does it again. Nails company for robbing America. Honest bipartisan officials know and agree that government waste and fraud are direct threats to the stability of the United States. Fortunately, Attorney General Jeff Sessions has exposed crooked defense contractors for their illegal billing practices. On Tuesday, the Department of Justice released a statement saying that Huntington Ingalls Industries, Inc., HII, has agreed to pay $9.2 million in settlement money related to allegations that it violated the False Claims Act in defrauding the government through overbilling. The specifics of this case are eye-opening. HII stands accused of knowingly overbilling the United States Navy and the United States Coast Guard for labor costs connected to the building of ships at a shipyard in Pascagoula, Mississippi. These charges of overbilling date all the way back to 2003. HII is also guilty of charging the Navy and Coast Guard for dive operations that never occurred. It is also true that HII charged the federal government for labor costs that were not incurred on the cited contracts. Since President Trump took office, the Justice Department has successfully prosecuted various companies for running fraudulent schemes designed to rob the public. In July, the Justice Department charged over 400 people with various counts of healthcare fraud in the largest fraud case in U.S. history. Among those charged, 56 were doctors. These fraudulent schemes cost American taxpayers $1.3 billion. More aggravating was the fact that 100 of those 400 charges involved individuals illegally procuring opiates from doctors and pharmacists. This revelation pulls back the curtain on how pharmaceutical companies and the politicians that they control willingly cooperate in expanding America's opioid epidemic. Trump takes this epidemic seriously enough that he recently authorized the Justice Department to use all available resources in combating this public health crisis. On Monday, the Justice Department also announced that it had charged a resident of Miami-Dade County, Florida, with operating a stolen identity scheme that saw Jean Leroy Destin, 36, use stolen IDs to receive $2 million in fraudulent tax refunds. Wow, that is something. Finally, on Tuesday, the Justice Department released information regarding the recent arraignment of Commander Bobby Pitts, 48, an active duty Navy officer charged with conspiring to defraud the federal government from 2009 until 2011, while serving as the officer in charge of the Navy's Fleet Industrial Supply Command in Singapore. Pitts provided Leonard Francis with sensitive information in the hopes of obstructing an NCIS investigation into Francis's overbilling of the Navy. All of this news highlights why Trump would be remiss to fire Attorney General Sessions. Under Sessions' watch, the Justice Department has not only cracked down on government waste and fraud, but it has also gone after criminal gangs in the United States and has threatened so-called, quote, sanctuary cities with sharp penalties for refusing to cooperate with ICE and other federal law enforcement agencies. At a time when President Trump is facing renewed calls to purge his administration of America First national populists like Stephen Miller, Steve Bannon, and Dr. Sebastian Gorka, he should not cave in or give 1 inch. The president should also keep Sessions in place as well. Well, he seems to be doing a good job on this, but I don't find him doing a good job in this whole Russia narrative. He shouldn't have recused himself. That's the only thing that I can, actually. And then I don't like the thing that if they catch a kid that lives with the parents, they take the parents home as asset forfeiture. That's absurd. There are a lot of things. And then he's going after marijuana, even for medicinal purposes. I mean, yeah, you could have put some other guy in. I don't think it's only Sessions, He's just going after this because that's all he has to do at this point. All right, I'm not knocking him about that, these things that we were talking about here. But, there are certain things that I do not agree with Sessions whatsoever. Let me know what you guys